the videos when me see, you had a whole bunch of different groups of people. And you see some then they peacefully, some people they hold placard, they write down some of the things that will be the issue. You see some people and they, in a very gruesome manner, they kill police officers. You see some pictures where they see armed personnel, then they shoot at people that will not be armed at all. So an analysis of that, and I'm hopeful that the investigation will be able to look at those different things and be able to come to a good conclusion. Again, we go be helpful for the country. That's in the midst of maybe genuine people, the way they say, okay, this time an issue, things spill out of hands.
98.1, simply the best.
Studio, good morning and welcome to the first edition of the program Good Morning Salone for this week, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today on Monday, August 15, 2022. We will bring the program come to you this morning. Me, Nasaptiyu Kalon.
And Mina Khadija Bangura, good morning.
Today inside the program, Radio Democracy will look inside President Bio in speech and waiting for do now for maintaining the country in peace and democracy. As people can remember, this speech come after just the August 10 Wednesday protest. We happen at some side in the country, outside civilian and some security personnel lost their life, and also inside the protest, recorded for shows certain police station and post them also be burned down and sat inside them in the country. And this particular issue will create a lot of tension among the country will be make because of that we declare a emergency curfew for put situation under control. Well, from that time to now, this will make after the August 10 Wednesday issue, the president will make a national address to the public. Waiting that address meaning how this will able to bring campus. Inside the program, I welcome Valnora Edwin, Human Rights and Good Governance campaigner. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Fumble. Good morning.
And also we get Alhaji Alpha Khan, presidential spokesman. We also can talk on government side on this particular issue. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Fumble.
Okay, so I will start with you, Valnora. Before we look at straight to the speech, let's look at what linked to the speech when at the August 10, specifically Wednesday protest. As a human rights and good governance campaigner, what do you take on that particular incident we happened on August 10 Wednesday?
Fumble, good morning. Firstly, condolences to the family of security officers and civilians that were lost their life. That day was a very sad day. It be a very unfortunate day. For like we they see any what to mean they see any on that day. Because I think say some of them pictures and videos and they see it was like 20 years ago. And it be even more disturbing when you look at the international media where they begin go back to what they be doing the conflicts. Then they're not being very encouraging at all. But why should they look at what happened on that day? As the intro they say, we they look at how we need to go forward. We get for it just like when we been get the word they say antecedents to the conflict. Waiting the issue here will lead to waiting happen so. Waiting we been for don't do for manage and better. And even when the incidents them in the be or when the protest or riots start, waiting will be for don't do for make reach them points then day. Any good way they get this conversation, any good way they get this debate, any good that we need for engage. People then they say, no, we don't need for dialogue. Without the dialogue, we need to have a dialogue. And like waiting will they get within this forum is a dialogue. We need to get a conversation. Waiting really happen. Waiting we all miss. Not only the security sector, civil society, religious bodies, every part of the country, every sector of the society. Waiting we miss where we degenerate to that level there. It's very important that we have a debate, we get a discussion, so that we not go see waiting we see so again, because it's very sad, it's very unfortunate. They see a lot of young boys. My son who I get is going to be 20, and a bunch of them young man they I see some of them like a age group. And I begin wonder, said, yeah, where the mama them of them picking there? Where the sister there? Where the granny there? Where the papa there? Where the grandpa them? It's sad that we get a young population where we need for guide more. Now make us say we need for ask ourselves why we reach to that stage day. Is it that we don't miss out on something? We need for guide them more. We need for ask questions. We need for see, because some of you in the next 30, 40 years, then get for the old way and for go sit down.
Valnora, I just make mention of a very important point. Which you say, what we miss as a nation, we make we reach, so August 10th. In conflict prevention, you get what you call early warning signs. And some of the early warning signs there, they be done they show na Salone, because even before the August 10th demonstration, rumors, or let me say voice messages, videos be done they go na social media. Also people they complain about several things them. One gets to do with the economic hardship, the other one gets to do with cost of living and human rights violation, where then people are they alleged to happen in the country. As a nation, what do we don't do with all the early warning signs here?
So Naimeka say we also need for look at the antecedents, and we also forget a debate and a dialogue, because yes, over time a lot of issues they don't come up, and at that make the zeroing on the issue about like the one they want in the see. There are some people where they say, oh, these people are faceless. Oh, then this no, they are Sierra Leoneans. We saw them on the video. We see say young people and they again where they on drugs. We get for ask ourselves how are they getting access to these drugs? We get state institution that we suppose for manage those things. So there have been definitely, and why we also need forget the dialogue, there are governance issues, and are the governance issues they highlight too. There have been over time a series of concerns about cost of living, about livelihood, about the political system, about feeling included, about this division. You know, you get conversation, it's all about an SLPP APC division. It's all about the north and the south. And some of we get very worried that that's not how you discuss governance. There's a time for partisan politics, and there is a time for governance. Sure. And we get for focus on governance and left them think they are so the quality they highlight so where they bring divisions. And when they concern they are come, we need for address. I will not for beginning say, oh, this person will raise now opposition. Oh, Usa come out. Address them.
So the issue of livelihood challenge and other things we people we don't they raise for a long time for say things are not affordable, even if they're affordable, they're very costly, and all that things put together. You think that enough reason for less some people take up on the streets on waiting they do August 10 exactly for say they want vent out the anger and raising concern?
So based on the videos we me see, you had a whole bunch of different groups of people. And you see some then they peacefully, some people they all placard, they write down some of the things that will be the issue. You see some people then they in a very gruesome manner they kill police officers. You see some pictures where they see armed personnel, then they shoot at people that will not be armed at all. So an analysis of that, and I'm hopeful that the investigation will be able to look at those different things and be able to come to a good conclusion. Again, we go be helpful for the country. That's in the midst of maybe genuine people the way they say, okay, this time an issue, things spill out of hands. And how that thing they move from a protest to a riot, now that's why we really get for zeroing. Because how we explode within that short period of time there is too fast.
All right. Continue for the week at the program. In case you just tune in, that voice in a human rights and good governance campaigner, Valnora Edwin. They talk about some of the things them will be happen during the August 10 demonstration, and they be able to take we back to some of the early warning signs them. We will continue for talk to Valnora inside the program later on, but now they come to the presidential spokesman when Honorable Alhaji Alpha Kanu. We I think from where President Bio appointed at the first time this we get some now so in the capacity of a presidential spokesman. Good morning, sir, and congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you very much. I take that congratulations there with a heavy heart.
Okay. Before we can go straight to His Excellency the President in speech where they are to the vocal analyze, let's take you back before the August 10 demonstration. A lot of people, we Sierra Leoneans, them, they don't call on the presidency. It's high time for it come out and address the nation on certain issues. The way citizens them they feel say the president supposed for address. One, it gets for do with economic hardship. Two, it gets for do with the livelihood of the people. And other one, they say they talk about human rights violation where they allege say they happen at the country. Why it take the president so long for come out and talk to Sierra Leone and them, although the citizens them don't call and say it's high time as a president for they address the nation?
Thank you very much. In life, you see, you lead from the front, not from the middle of the crowd. So not to way all the hala say can't talk, if you come out can't talk. You forget the main reason, a good reason for come out for talk. But on talking about the problems the way the country been face during the years and the problem in Boku, because since President Julius Maada Bio became president, you only get 1 year. 1 year of peace. Because in 2018 to 2019, you've been the setting government, appointing people, etc. 2019, immediately, 1 year after, in May, the coronavirus came to this country. So for the past 4 years, Sierra Leone fought this corona, as with everybody else in the world. So this whole thing also slow down government, because the places they will be, they expect, say, government will get investors for can work, like the mines them, closed down. Like a lot of activity closed down. People not been the kind of the country. And the time we the sick come, we would expect people for can help with themselves get the same sick, them busy in the country. So it's been very, very difficult. And by the time that they subside, because of the proactive measures we have been taken for reduce the incidence of the corona in Kaisawan and the country, this Ukraine-Russia war begin back in Europe. So you can see that President Bio get a hard time during this past 4 years. But even at that, he tries to navigate, for find ways for do things, we go improve the country. For instance, during the corona, they get within them, we call through NACSA, they do cash transfers to the most vulnerable people, the social security nets. They help people for try to stay afloat, unlike other countries. And it make you see, say, them problem may not be not happen. During corona, a lot of countries, people then protest and go out. Really so, because of a real reason. But when them in the talk say, tin tranga, everybody when they expect say, what we don't tell them, me as minister of the Northwest region and other colleagues, we don't tell them, say, but why they? And who side them food then they come out, especially the thing what they call flour bread, we all man they eat in this country. Rest we all man they eat in this country, we they import. Now ship them get for bringing come. And this highway fuel they come out most of the time, that is oil, that now Russia, the road they don't block. So things are going to be difficult, and if fuel in business difficult, everything else go difficult, because the possibility they pull the Casada from Mashaka, Branca, Freetown, you will get for pay high. You get for Branca, Freetown, it will cost more. Everything will change. So that is why. But he did say, in where he go commission the Mabang Bridge, he tell them, he says the country had economy hard. He said, but not to win no more. It's a global issue. He said, he said, because protest not to solve this problem. If when I say when they protest for going to street, let the hardship done, he said, me as president, if I know say, when I go on the street for protest, the hardship go down, he said, now me go lead down. He said, that is not a solution. He said, Lord, sit down, Lord, find ways. Those of us who are able to go, now farm for go work, he said, let us do so, let us not depend on people for they do things then for we. So all the here, so even the talk, I mean, not keep quiet. But for the president, once every time, if the grab no more can call the nation fellow citizens, I want to talk to and all that, then it means the government's not effective. Because you get people then, you get ministers, you get parastatals, where for the reach out, you get members of parliament, you get councillors, where then they take them here.
People here don't they do Alhaji, because if the citizens them they call on say it's high time the president come and speak on some issues the way they don't they highlight. Although you don't make mention of certain situation, then you make mention of the COVID-19 pandemic, you make mention of the Ukraine and Russia war, But other countries, the way this global hardship they affect, you they see on a daily basis, then they all press briefing them, also government officials them, they address the citizens them.
Oh, but we do.
But in Sierra Leone, it's
No, we do. I think so you can forget. You don't forget small. You know, see, every Thursday in Sierra Leone, every Thursday, the Ministry of Information and Communication, through the communications unit, then they hold a press conference wherein they talk about everything, and they invite ministers, then they invite parastatals, and they invite people who can talk about what they affect them at their ministries. And you, the press, were always there to ask questions. You ask the right questions. We expect you now to be the ambassadors, also the link between the government and the people. That is why you are the guarantors for come, for talk, and get back waiting they say. So don't you everyday president, we get other things them where they do, yeah.
During the term the way you talk about President go commission the Magbang Bridge, I mean the statement where he make you go agree say and not even reach half of the country in population. Then in the way different organization and individually call on the president. Another other view see if the president will don't make an early national broadcast, maybe waiting be happen August 10 for don't become a preventable situation.
I think it's a responsibility that we all own. We all been on the evidence, yeah. People in the talk, myself, they go narrate on my own. The government people, the parliamentarians, they all get responsibility for go talk to them people about what is happening in the country. The president is just one man we will put before for letting the lead policy. And the policy once taken, then they disseminate them around to every department and every ministry, including parliament. Now, he make them get right for call anybody go to parliament for go ask them, say, you minister of trade, why is this, that, and that? Parliament for able to do that. So let me not just say the president, Naim, because he is there to lead policy and he don't lead the policy. Me no say the time we talk now, my bang, it is not half the population. I think say most of the population because radio, television, and social media all over with all the
But that's just a passing one.
No, it's not a passing one.
No,
It's not
no,
it's not a passing. But when president talk, he's talking to the nation. He will talk about commissioning a bridge, we are the link between north and south. We for sure say we are one people. So we go get for make we use that opportunity for talk to the nation. And he did speak to the nation on that day.
Alhaji, that message here where you they make mention of, so for example, the every Thursday press briefing where you talk about where they happen at the Ministry of Information and Communication. How well it go down to the people the way they are remote villages for let them understand government programs, government agenda, waiting they don't do now the manifesto, waiting left. Because if the people and they understand the messages there, so the many Sierra Leoneans will believe a gap there between the government and the citizens, they not forget that notion there.
Me no say those messages from the Ministry of Information and Communication, then they go down because you are there.
I don't talk about you as an individual.
No, I say me no. I tell you.
Ask how the people and they understand government programs.
But that's what I'm getting to. Una dede. Let me call you the vuvuzelas. When governments don't talk, una get radio for pass this message on to the people, and you have been doing it. We really out in the field meeting at the Northwest. I do it. Every time I have an opportunity, I speak. I know my colleagues in the South and the East also do that. My colleagues in the Western region also, very recently, I go na 6 Mile, which I get farm, and tell me, say, the Western region minister, Ekanaya, he said, they do well for we, can talk to we, and even help we with granite and potato vines and rice seeds for make we plant. He said, tell we, say, government, they try for do everything for alleviate the problems. The angry world they are angry for, like this country, he said, now outside we depend on for making the send food for we because we import them. He said, you have to begin, go back into the farms. Then Gladys, then tell me, so Gladys, he can give me inputs, agricultural inputs, and he talk to me. So people are doing it from their own sections. Everybody will get a community. If you are committed to Sierra Leone, you are patriotic, do it like Valnora is doing here. So this enough for say no more pass because they select you for do this particular work. If you see something they go wrong, you say, no, it's not my field. No, you should do that. And I think, say, the president, when he talk well. And what in matter now is that then TSO, they talk about, say, social media, they carry this and all that. There are people where also the student here, where they're in positions of responsibility, where before able to come out on the radio and condemn these things directly. And they have not done so. They left as a government to no, we are all Sierra Leoneans, we are all the fet. So when you hear it say, somebody they plenty, we not go do this, we not go do that, then come out and say it is not true. I myself, I think, several times I came out on the radio for Canton. I say people of position, people in positions of responsibility. Anybody who didn't get a position of responsibility. You are a party leader, you are a councillor, you are a member of parliament, you are a chief, you are a headman. You should be able to take this. That is why they give you that position of responsibility for leading people.
Not a communication gap between the government and the people and the problem here?
Well, maybe there may be a communication gap. According to
you believe say communication?
I believe say the government through that system where they talk to the people every Thursday, every department, every journalist, every house within the media, you are invited there. I used to be, I've been the Minister of Information and Communication. I've championed some of those meetings, and I know say them be very effective. When I get some piercing questions, the one I can ask, we will continue to do that. Don't let up. And when people have to be forced to answer, and then they say things wrong, they'll call there and correct it. When I use that, all help us with the communication. There are 7.5 million people in Sierra Leone. Not a few people no more able to do them. Everybody should take responsibility to do that.
Continue for doing so in case you just tune in. You listen to the presidential spokesman, Alhaji Alpha Khan, where they talk about what happened yearly August 10. And maybe they talk about that, but later inside the program, we go look at the president in speech exactly when are the reason we make a day so today as Radio Democracy decide for look at President Bio in speech and waiting for Donald for maintain the country in peace and democracy.
All right, we continue with the program. Good morning, Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Where they come back in the studio as we still get Honorable Alhaji Alpha Kano, where the presidential spokesman. And also we get a human rights and good governance campaigner, Valnora Edwin. Today in the program, we look at President Bio in speech, and we go back to some of the things that were being caused the August 10th demonstration. Usai security personnel and ordinary citizens then report say they be lost their life them. When they come back to you, Valnora, earlier, I asked the same question to the presidential spokesman before we can look at President Bio in speech proper. Certain set of the citizens then be done the call on the president say it's time for let it come out and address the nation on some certain issues the way citizens them been say they're not satisfied with. And over the weekend, Friday, we saw the president be address the nation. This address where President Bio make to the nation is timely and is able for address all the issues then where the citizens expect and say for talk about.
Well, the address where President gave at that time, you could say based on what happened the week before, it's timely. But genuinely, over time, some of the challenges the way I do agree that President Okan they talk every now and then, But when there is a context, when the citizens then say we want a reform, we president, we want let it talk to we they say Mama Salone and Papa government. And by virtue of the position as the leader of the state, the leader of the government, even when we deal with small office and organization, there are times there is a context where you get layers of responsibility. Different people then go come. But they reach a point and say the boss, the mommy or the pa, in self 1 year reform. Because something another person they then trust more, another person they go able give a bit more reassurance, another person they then think say, okay, the buck stops with you. So you need for come and take that responsibility there as the head or the leader for engage with.
You hold the belief say the president for don't talk before now.
So prior to waiting me don't be so, I mean for fine if we don't get a discussion, it don't talk to we like Papa of the nation. It good again when this incident be that he come again as the head of state and talk to we. But sometimes if me don't talk to we earlier, waiting de-escalate so no go don't happen. Or even if people are still, because people are still get right, if you say are not comfortable with this, probably police response would have been better managed, and people are not mean for don't, civilians are not mean for don't be so aggressive and do all anything and the way they do. So we dey hope say that moving forward, and that is why we need a dialogue, timing. When we all dey in leadership, timing for intervene, for ensure say when small thing don dey brew, we try for calming. Timing very key, and we need for get that leadership skill dey for no say, regardless of Uda, no say no, this na opposition, this come on north, this come on south, this na east, you begin dismiss. We are all Sierra Leoneans, and if however small that minority of Sierra Leoneans, they get something where they monitor them, the leaders, whether from the community level to the highest level, get for sit down and get a dialogue and engage and communicate with them. That is why I doff my hat to the Deputy Minister Jamiu when he give that audio day where we all they share. Now that kind of conversation day. And when we talk again about, again, not just the president's speech, we they see social media, a lot of people then they send audio, again, we're not helpful for the country.
Okay.
We might want to question, is there a void? Is there a gap in communication, in a conversation, where then people are where they send a negative audio, yeah, they feel, and a counter one, therefore be developed.
So the same question quickly, Sapti, the same question, Miss Edwin, let ask you back. You think save gap there in communication between the people and the government?
We therefore improve on them. And improve on them meaning, in as much as this Thursday weekly different radio station avenues then there is a social media platform where people they don't capitalize on, they give very negative. So we also get for look at that there is a gap, there is definitely a gap, because for let them people and they talk and it gets so much impact on certain sets of the society. We need for rework with communication strategy and see how they build a stronger force. We go give more enlightened and progressive information. We will not go degenerate so.
Okay, continue for deal with Valnora Edwin in name and in a human rights and good governance campaigner. We will look at the August 10 incident and also President Bill in speech we make August 12 and the way forward for make the country maintain peace and democracy. Inside the program now, we will come over to where their studio guest, we are the presidential spokesman Alhaji Alpha Khan. Inside the program, good morning Salone today, we will look at President Bill in speech we do on August 12. Now, Mr. Khan, the issue of this whole incident will happen on the 12th, so many signs and everything. And you state say certain big people and from don't come out and do something we go prevent them. Why you think say if there was a preventable measure enable reflect for stop this particular protest?
Well, I think say a lot of people within the positions of responsibility, when you see things like that, go to your area of influence. We all get areas of influence. My area of the influence now, the Northwest. You go and see Yanda, almost nothing will take place there. Because I did here all the time, they talk to the people. The country is divided into so many areas. We get MPs, we get ward coordinators, we get ward councillors, we get political party leaders. Government or no government. That your responsibility for seek the welfare of the people. If you are committed to the Constitution, like I am, may I not be a member of Parliament before. And from that time to now, I serve only the Constitution. And that Constitution say, now for protect life and property and look for the welfare of Sierra Leoneans. Usa you get opportunity for help, do so. So I believe say, government through President Julius Maada Bio, they don't do a lot. Skills training, programs and they all. You don't try for bring the free quality education for let all man go school. I don't see the one that we don't pass the time or like well maybe no land book, but other people we maybe in school with, they not be able to go to school because of school fees. But now nobody not get for complaint say in picking or they go to school because you not get school fees. And that is the basis for free personal development. Go get education. And that is what we are doing. The next generation of Sierra Leoneans, I can assure you, then no good panic so.
So is it that NTR where you highlight about expanding skill training facility, free quality education, not a reach to the people, or is it that the people want more?
Well, it's not enough yet, because now we start.
Okay.
Unlike Guinea, you go Guinea today, you know the see person can meet you. Now you motoka, you bobo, they know they all have skills. Here in Sierra Leone, will be small with the go school. We all try for pass GCE for go for the college and get degree and all that. The others they will know they pass down, then go become apprentice. They become all sorts of. But in Guinea, they take you for land for drive tractor, for be tailor, for also during secretary in time, or be even agriculture. That they come. When in Guinea, all man, you go to this right now. Every youth is engaged in something. They make bricks, they make window. We don't have that. And that they try now with the Skills Development Fund we President don't put together, and they open areas for like people then learn skills. And these skills people, they can earn more than would that we don't go get degree. Right. So I believe, yes, it is a strategy where President don't put in place for help in them for grow. Right. And then for just make their mind up. And then try for disabuse this social media. When I agree with you. So we forget a countermeasure for this social media, just to depend on the legislation. But I think government for set up your own social media platforms. When anything negative comes, we're able to counter them quickly. But the point is that when something comes with negative, people love negative things. Anything with a lie safe when you can.
Elijah, we talk now about some of the things where President will talk about inside his speech, where make you there this morning. Yes. Where we start for look at the speech. His Excellency the President being start for send in condolences to the families of the people that we lost their life during the unfortunate incident of August 10th. And also a start for talk about the people away according to them they end in the day. He points finger to members of your party when at the APC. He say people are the PPP na APC warrior them. First of all, how you make up of that particular statement they coming from the first gentleman of the state?
I think the president not go talk in vacuum. He go don't get intelligence. Again, he's big pass we all, because everybody go to try for talk to him. And he get his own institutions. So if he talk that one day, I should say as a president, he not go talk idly. And he not only talk that one day, he back him with a statement say we will make an independent investigation, so that all man will see say if these are rumors, let us prove them to be rumors. But if this is true, he said then the other people, then the law will hold them. So for me, I believe the president not go talk in vacuum. If he talk calm, now because and besides, those people who have been doing social media, they write, they there. Right, well, we not PPP, we not this, we not worry all this, and then they say things negative for incite people for come out. So you can say that the people really, if not to the people they will implicate them through what they say, really, because so at some point they don't try for stop them for say don't use our name, not in my name. Don't do that.
You know, things that the president in statements where he make, we be done to see like some months back, certain, tribal statements when they come out from certain people in a political party, where other people believe say this not only to this protest. You know, things say a day in line with waiting on the happen.
Well, you see, when big person talk, you people believe. When you talk, you go influence a lot of people.
So you think
there's certain statements where people they make, they're not for make them.
So if you think the one way the former presidential candidate for APC, Samora Kamara make now one winner for Bamnombe don't come out from him.
That was misguided. That be make mistake. Not forever say that one day. Because himself no go talk till the dandy. He is Samora Kamara. His wife is Elizabeth Rogers from Puje home. He can't make a statement like that for say Pashi Biso before that. When President Bio now been first leader in 1996, as soon as he take power, now in Dr. Samora Kamara, he make Minister of Finance. So that statement there is fallacious. Not so true. Me na Misidonso, me na Alpha Kano. My name is not Masakoi, but I am in the government. And not only in the government as a minister, but today being a spokesman for the president. The spokesman are one of the intimate people the way president they talk to. I have been spokesman in the APC for President Koroma. And I know one day make statement like that. I will not do that.
Honorable, the issue of, say, the country divide, not so secret again, because many people believe, say, that than the most Sierra Leonean they live with. And after where His Excellency the President we don't make a national address, a lot of Sierra Leonean then get their own various opinion about the particular address. As a presidential spokesman, with all waiting to happen from last week Monday to now, how you can describe the president in speech? Now, a one way gets for do with national cohesion, bringing everybody together, or the president in speech be add for divide the nation more?
When you wound, you get some food to cut you. The first thing we didn't apply, iodine, penicillin, the whole arm, make it stop for bleed. You stop the bleeding first. And that's what you do. You go and look at who side the trouble there, solve that trouble. And then you take the next step. That is the national cohesion. And now we believe, say, that speech, it in the right direction at the circumstances, because at that time there were still threats. Like even today, they say people will come out and all that. If you don't come out strong as a leader, for say, this is what will happen if you do this. Then I go say, weak leader. But I think say it talk like a strong leader. So we give people in confidence. See people in the street now. Because leader don't talk. And I'm not on it, Khadija. Give me time. You call me Naya. You don't give him that. Now, what I want for say, waiting President Bio talk, now what he meet. The country is not divided fundamentally. We are not divided. I just gave you examples. Now we were there before with the leaders. Now we make with people and believe, say, we are divided because we want an advantage, a political advantage. Wago. The memo, them people there, they don't want to. It's not true. It's not true. I just gave you examples. If them and the people know we want to, they don't we forgive President Momo and Wef na Moyamba. If them people, men the people no want to. Kefala Marano for go married in Wef na Tayama. My sister, no for married to go book like on the PC, na Daru in Big Brother, born Pikin.
Okay.
My sister no go married na Bongo Jayama. Now I get 80 famble the way my sister and Pikin and born, Grand Pikin and all when I go there, they sing for me. Pamende. They born Pikin and they name them Alpha Khan in Bongo, right inside Mende land. If they don't want we, they how? The country is not divided. I keep saying this. I say we will go school. Where we people then sacrifice for at the time where payment, where school fees be expensive and access to education being difficult. People they struggle and pay for we go school. Sometimes not even one host they pay for you. Now they fumble them all round, all man they contribute, you go. And they expect you when you go, you come, you bring the knowledge, you can guide them. Not to can mislead them. And a lot of us are doing that. And they come there, a lot of them are doing that. It is very important. You say, let me talk about this. When we can now, because I want advantage, I think go misguide me people. Now I can say some of us are guilty of what's called intellectual dishonesty. Let me stop that. Me no get problem now in the land. Plenty people no get problem. But people na put local. They many people.
Alaji, another view go they say, is it because of your position where you all now na this current administration? I make it they give so much emphasis.
But that is what I have always been doing. No, I don't agree with you. Then you don't know me. If you know me from the time where I entered politics effectively 20 years ago in 2002, even in Parliament, I reach across lines, party lines. I reach across tribal lines. My best friends were from the other side at that time. Then, when I've been minister, me are the only one of the very few people where anybody from anywhere will get problem. You go to me straight, I get up there, or I take my phone and handle them. They always reach out to others. No, that is what my commitment is. My commitment is national unity. And when there's a president, as when President Nkrumah was president, he was the symbol of national unity. I gave him all my support for cohesion. When President Bio was president,
active role. Now your party as your party spokesperson. All them things there so they highlight today for we don't come back.
Oh yes, I would have. About them. Oh yes. The party not a tribal party at that time. Now people the way some did at the moment. Now then they show that. When I see now self the ITGC with them put, they are trying to distance themselves from this tribal bigotry. If you do it's not necessary. The APC is a strong party. The SLPP is a strong party. In fact, the SLPP now the north now they then begin up. Nakambia. The APC, you get big people within the south. will be the case. Like Michael Abdullah, them, like
Okay.
Will them, Henry Will them, Harry Will them. All of these people, Valicious Neil Coker them. These are the people who are strong. And if you get Emma Simbo them, they're not the South. These are people who are strong APC
Okay,
members.
Alaji.
Let me not turn them in tribal. It is not a tribal party. Now the one day we want for use that as an advantage. Now then we they go after. Me, they go after them with me mouth.
Okay,
I
Alaji.
not get gone for fence forcing, but I will use me mouth. I will tell you, say this is wrong. Don't do it.
Okay.
When we form a flag bearer, make that statement, I recoiled. For make that statement. I would never do that.
Okay.
If I'd been there, APC at that time, I would have condemned it, but
Continue.
I
for
don't
the-
get what you call a active position there at the moment.
All right, continue for the between the program. In name na Alhaji Alpha Kano, in the presidential spokesman. In the between the program today, we look at President's bill and address we be make to the nation. We now they talk to Valnora Edwin, we in a human rights and good governance campaigner. Ms. Edwin, we look at some of the things them way President's bill been talk inside in address where it be make for sake of the August 10th demonstration. And some of the things that we talk about now that is say governments go conduct an investigation for the people out there and they pan this particular incident where we happen on the 10th of August and the law will take in course. And most people don't they look back on certain investigations where governments don't they see then they conduct, for example, the Padeba Road incident, the McKinney incident, and all them things there are on a pending investigation then. And this one again, the president said they do investigation. And during the same speech, the president been point finger on some members of the opposition where in belief say they and then they pandis. If president on the point finger now on the opposition, what do you think say will be the outcome of the said investigation?
Well, now the tricky part come. Because if there's already a perception or an allegation by the first gentleman on a particular set of people, definitely the investigation will be conducted, therefore be geared towards that, for qualify, say yes, what he say was right. So listening to it, it was an interesting bit. And it go back to the point of if the intelligence provided to His Excellency the President was these people, how they not be able, as an early warning, like, okay, we don't know, we don't even identify them. Wait to make measures they not been there in place for really go further for find out who that them be, so that we can, or them if for stop them or try for manage the situation better. So it's going to be a bit complicated, really, on waiting the investigation go come pull, because it go look really bad for let the investigation come pull. Otherwise, like, yes, people then do them thing they are, but probably not necessarily this category of people. So it been for fine for let we wait, let an independent, trusted body be established, we can able to identify who than are them people there. Because we don't mention, say, the social media is being used negatively. Anybody can come and say, me not this person, me not that person, and say a lot of things. But investigation going further, go able for prove whether them people are now older than say them be or not older than say them be.
So in line with the issue of, say, the president already they make assumption, where you look back already, we don't get a particular evidence of a particular individual and a particular political party. We don't make insightful and tribal statements. You know, things like that are some of the reasons they'll make the president go in line of such example inside in speech.
So there have been some incidents where certain statements then really where some people are not been for make. They help the context. But if there's an investigation going to be made, they will not prejudice the investigation. Allow the independent body for come out with their findings and give them recommendations, and we can walk along those lines.
This president in statement where he make just after the August 10 and then the 12, he make a national broadcast for address the people. Do you think they speak to peace and national cohesion?
A good number of the things and the way he talk about, we resonate with, condemning the violence, for make people way for both the killings of the civilians and the killing of the security forces. I see there was a lot of more emphasis on the security forces. passing reference on civilians, but I think the same emphasis on how civilians die, how security personnel die for Dede, talking about which we get right for exercise, for get peaceful protest, it's a right, but we get for be guided by law. We resonate with all those things. But I think there should have been some specific, it's an added thing where even for fine for Dede, a specific message to young people. Because when we see all waiting they be, and this is not the only incident, we don't give references to so many incidents. I don't be a consultant, we look at incidents, we be in Makeni, in Lonsa, in Kamakwe, even the Pademba Road, ask people the way they around don't do. It involves always these young men, it involves the security forces, especially the police. So there would have been a special message, say, young people, and just like what we all they say, let person not use you for do the wrong thing. Let somebody not incite you. Let person not they outside Salone tell you say go make so, and encourage and motivate. Because we also get for ask ourselves, people and they say, oh, they are so gullible. Why? If me sit on here, you can't tell me, hey, if you know waiting. I know I'm able for use me sense and able for analyze. And if I'm not already agitated over that thing the way you can tell me, I go treat and calmly. But if I don't agitated over that thing the way they can't tell me for do, then I go join you and do the wrong thing. So there should have been some key message to young men in particular.
With all the things them where they happen now, youths them they take the streets, then they get some confrontation with security personnel them, and several other things them where they happen along the way with our politician them, then they treat themselves for a country where they prepare for go into elections. You think say all intention is so necessary now and waiting government and other political parties then supposed for do at this point?
It's a very worrying trend. And it just they show how cheap they make with politics. Because really and truly, tribalism not in a Salone. We so mingle when you go na countries or places there where tribalism dey. Like we not go can at this radio station in as much as we say, oh, na civil society owner. But if the manager, if tribalism really sit down, if the manager not been come on or not always sit down and not to form my own ethnic group, I know they can't hold the conversation.
Okay.
Then they call tribalism. But when you see how many intermarriage they be, you see how they mingle, the school they where they go, the school there where we picking and they go, the church there, mosque there where they go, the side where they buy, all of that they show say tribalism. No, they so politicians then get for stop for play that cheap politics day, and therefore use people there on social media again for attack and cause. We can get difference in opinion. But you know, get for begin part, even civil society colleagues, journalists, then they attack them where then get them view. You can disagree with people. So as we they approach elections, political leaders then get for be responsible. The conversation for be how you get for can make that social contract, which is the governance thing that we will talk about. How you get for improve the economy, how you get for improve security situation, the issue of gender, of youth, of making sure we all safe. Improving the economy, giving job opportunities, skills, education. That is what the social contract is all about. And at that kind of conversation, the political leaders then for do and stop for give drugs, stop for give weapons, and stop for misinform young men where unfortunately, they seem lost at the moment, and we all get a responsibility for draw them back and no say, then get skills, then get capacity, and can contribute to the development of the country.
Okay.
To continue for the between the program, Valnora Edwin, would they continue with the program Good Morning Salone, and now they look at more issues them, also some trader the way they sell na Abacha streets and be alleged say now some police officer them be go broke the market stable on Friday, August 12 this year. Then today they talk this inside one interview to the democracy where them they talk about the incident where happened na Abacha Street Friday, August 12 this year. You know, Kabia gets more and he gonna report.
So how they sell no meat table. Why can't meat not table?
Voice of some market woman them where they sell na the Sani Abacha Street market. Been they talk about them different market table them where they allege say them be meet them all broke Friday, August 12 this year. According to the market woman they yam, they don't sell na the Abacha Street market for over 20 years now. But since say one day then kind see no happen for make them wake na morning and meet them table them all broke. The woman ya continue for talk about waiting be happen the Friday morning.
Yeah, now I sell soap. Yes, I get table. I always see no more now, no meet no table. So how they sell no meet table, nothing all day.
Well, no, nothing wait up. We work on this morning now. We meet a run broke with table and outside. So no wait happen. Single board member will not meet an eye again.
Yeah, I get table, yeah, mama get table, yeah. Me now close that they sell with sites there. Well, this morning we can do business. We can not meet no table.
Me na support at the sale. This morning, I trust me support in bundle with me small girl picky when I 6 years. We dey come for pull market, we meet the dumbo the table.
According to the woman they yam, they allege say na the Salone police been broke the table them.
When I come and meet me table with me sister in table, tin up no be broke at by then. Now I pay 5,000 and they ask for me the table, they go put some for me in a corner side. The police then come with the guys there, then broke the table and send her up the truck. But we not get nothing for sale. I get table, I get 2 tables. Why come and meet this morning? Why cannot meet not table? Yeah, I mean that's why you don't sound tell you. They say they see OSD there and you say they broke the table this morning. Then pack inside truck, then go with them. 1 stick boy and on it.
Where this make them call on government for help them make back them different table them so that them go begin sell back na the Abacha Street markets.
Me na single parents, I get me picking. It ain't noisy. Now they don't come broke this table here. Money says for let I build me table. Now I not get some. Pass me 1 bundle support where again I me and why they fall 2,000. Why they put for sale and they with me now as I see also.
After God, now they get more. Now they get for take care of your family, for take care of your picking them. We not get power for first time, but we they beg the alley left free we will sell. We no want to rare girl. We no want go snap na street they turn old bag. And make how they spend money. Now how they go want to now how they take care of your picking. How they give mama them. Yeah, how they beg Papa government. Yeah, allow we get low sell. So they tell Papa government for let help with yeah, we how they get to live in. Now how they able to live in there like me say no get man. I mean they take care of me picking them. So they are Papa government, they are help we let free back law sell us how be they sell.
Well, we the beg government for let them help we law we able sell now so some of we passport locally can street you can friend wetin they eat. You able live with picking them na house. Let's at school they can open. We not get nothing. We not safe. Now panic one sit also because they get rumor say any time people together they will can arrest them. We don't go look now safe. We go die there. Like coming as single parents, so the international world, the government when they sit to we, the advantage they sit for we, when they first for we because we not get answer for it. We never first government. We not get time for go. Government say we give back. This time we will sell. We surround to family them.
We not feel not safe right now. All the engats. We come, we not meet to table. So we be with the engats for life them. Right now we not get nothing. Some of you don't take money there. We don't put them per markets. Now we not get nothing. So they can go now host them. Thing for it's no day. Dear Papa government, dear who they beg you. Some of you now are demanding a host.
As plenty people only accuse the Freetown City Council, say that them be broke their market table yam. Make Abi ask the mayor na the Freetown City Council, even Akisoya, if na council been broke them table yam.
We not be aware at all. Past what we see on our social media the next day. I see the first notice what I get now, the one that we sweep the streets them, where they begin post. And then from there I begin see more post them. I can realize now, say, yes, indeed, not so just one area, but the whole of Abacha Street, all the table then be broken. And so what I do, of course, I see also a post where then it talks in a Freetown City Council do the operation. Me no say no such order be given, but for be doubly sure, I call the Met Police. I say, una know about anything like that, una be involved by anything like that. They all say they not get no knowledge. And we head of operations, now the Met Police, it actually goes so far as for send an audio out for clarify to the general public saying that in the operations officer, if any such thing did happen at council ingo no, and we not know. Of course, it also important for no say curfew in there, and we as council, we not get no pass for the curfew. So everybody, when a council staff been get for the night 7 o'clock, na net, and nobody come on I stay 7 o'clock in the morning, and this thing happen overnight.
I worship the mayor continue say, World Bank be they support the Ministry of Transport for make the Abacha Street markets turn side where bus then go pass, but say the challenge where then they get, now when Nasit, say now not able to complete the Sewagon market yet.
The time for COVID, we've been getting meeting with NASIT, their project manager, for that project day, because remember the time for COVID, we've been trying to see how we could do social distancing. We want to move people then off the street, same way so. And this been come up. And if I remember correctly, I get the notes. The project manager at that meeting, they may say that market day done 90% complete. So really, from your own perspective, from that time of COVID 2020 to now 2022, I want believe say, NASIT must get good reasons why they may get the timeline we didn't get.
Waiting next for the together them na the Sani Abacha Street Market, Yvonne Akisoya.
I hope for meet with them because, as you know, they've come and say nothing for me without me. They go find there we get from them as well. It's very urgent because traders and they live, they hand to mouth day to day. Most traders, I'm not going to say everybody, but most traders. And so it's very important for let we get confirmation from government for no, if nobody doesn't take responsibility, then let we go back to the plan and understand, say, Sarah grounds, construction work could be completed by X date. The might try for which government ministers forget clarification and for appeals say, let me not left people them without livelihood, without sight for go, then get picking them, then get parents them, then get their own self with then get for feed.
As the mayor say now the Freetown City Council no know who that's na the people we been broke the market sable na the Sani Abacha Street Market, but the woman na the market be alleged say na the Salone police been do this. Radio Democracy try forget the Salone police for respond to their allegation here, but they not be able for respond to this. For Radio Democracy, Kabia the reports.
EcoBank, the leading bank na Salone. Don't come.
Hey, this blow me mind, Bobs. You don't hear about EcoBank, the new service to the customer them. That's not the EcoBank Express Points. What I'm going for make it easy for me and you. We don't want to go with Stemna Bank. Now that make EcoBank Express Point the plenty side near you area, like a pharmacy, shop, supermarket, and even na microfinance or any side where you see the Express Point sign. On top that, EcoBank Express Point, they give you the service where you bank they give you, even where the bank don't lock. Like you go put money, pull money, open express account, pay your bill, buy airtime, receive money through Western Union, and send and receive money through rapid transfer. When an EcoBank their own money transfer service, where they operate at 33 African countries them, also EcoBank Day, and you don't need for carry any foreign currency. EcoBank care about you. You just go to any site where the agent and the Express Point sign day today for easy banking, easy access, no yagba.
EcoBank, the leading bank na Salone.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You know what in the monami? I want couple now. But the waste them in the longer tin up and see them waking then at the bank. Now in the monami right now. What in me go do? Ebo, so they are not go able for pay for this thing yourself. Welcome to GT Express Service. GT Express Service. Now, who's one this again? This means say we banking made simple 24/7 and 365 days a year. Any site where you see the GT Express Point, just go inside. You go meet GT Bank certified agent. We go ready for attend to you with no yagba. With GT Express Service, you go open account, do cash deposit, able for withdraw money, do bill payments like EDSA, check your account balance, and buy airtime like Orange and AfriCell top up. Avoid the longer line and team up working day at the bank for wait for you your couple. With GT Bank, we banking life change for good. GT Bank, it go better. You bank with we.
The program Good Morning Salone, they continue, and inside the program now they come over to with studio guests, and this time around they bring in the presidential spokesman Alhaji Alpha Kanu. We don't talk about the president's bill in speech for Sika which happened on August 10th. Before we look at the way forward, let's quickly take a cue from Madam Edwin concerning President Bio's speech, where he say the speech for not able to say something to young people, because most of the protesters they will be on the street on August 10th be young people. What are your view on that in line with President's speech where you cover young people?
Cover young people.
Oops, part.
Paragraph 7. It tell you, say, we don't develop 7 or 8, I'm not sure. It say, we don't set up skills training, development for that enough food and a full power.
That now what you don't do. This is for encourage them, let them not allow people for law them into any form of violence. Things away for get their open assurance.
I am sure, like I tell you just now, I say when you wound, now the iodine first thing they apply. Make the wound stop, the bleeding stop. Then you move on to how you go do for prevent. Make you no wound again. Now that I tell you. But first of all, you try for encourage and say, una sit don't suffer. We know say una need things them for make una life better. Something for your career and all that. So we go put this skills training on and we are continuing to expand that. You talk about that. So if you say, talk to the young people, no. You cannot put everything in that short speech because then in a speech where I could talk, say, it's just the morning after where something don't happen. You therefore can't talk to your people. And he has come to talk to them. But waiting I feel say we need for do. Me ashamed self when on that day, BBC in Focus on Africa around 5 o'clock, it say, problem in the world, economic crisis, food crisis, all over the world. Now Africa as well. He said, but now only Sierra Leone. Now you don't protest in Africa. They said that. Now they come, and I tell you, look, I don't write much. Just no, they give me enough time. You don't give me enough time. This sooner we want to talk to me, they put local, call me. I go talk on the phone. But I drove all the way this morning. I drove all the way this morning to come. No, but I just started answering.
Okay, Alaji, go ahead.
You gave her enough time. Just now. You just asked me, 1 second. You don't change back. For can begin to go others. Like I answer this question. I beg you. Yeah. All right. Now, I just talk and say, the BBC still talk and say, na Salone no more in Africa we are about. For me, no shame. It should not always be the first for the wrong reasons. Now, this protest, we them in the try for do, they want a popular uprising. It did not happen. Because the people them able to understand the communication where we been they give them. They not go out. The responsible people not go out for go cause these problems. Now young people and even children are in pool because there was another motive and I don't know who. Where when we go up on that press conference, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I see pictures of people holding AK-47s in the crowd. AK-47 for peaceful protest. Pistols for peaceful protest. So if government no grab and do what they get for do, like by now they don't overrun with all that this country. Like you say, there was a plan B somewhere. Where this thing has not come out, the protest now take this turn where they want, where the people they may expect, because they will all man come on all. But you did not. Now Port Loco, up to 3 o'clock, the place was very quiet until people came from somewhere, I don't know if not Freetown or somewhere, with motorbikes. They begin to party about it now. I say base. But look, we are not traitor. We are not the grab. They said that. Now that time they begin right where they go placard. They run up and down. They not reach 100. Inside Port Loco, we run up and down. Be almost go. So I will tell you that there were people who were not looking for protests. They did other things because the people them understand. Say the problems are global. The problem them now world problems. So what you get for do Sierra Leone for the way forward, we have to sit back and go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to 1996 and go back to 2002 and begin think why we had a peaceful period during that time.
Alaji, rumors of alleged arrest and other things don't they go around, especially in the social media. At this point, waiting governments for do now for instill the confidence again in the citizens and say Sierra Leone a peaceful country, let everybody go about in business.
I think say president don't do that. Say Lord man go about in business. I think say the soldiers there yesterday, the new CDS, he do that. At least he run from Lumley, take go Waterloo, they stop at every critical point. Like Kissy Shell, Potty Junction, Jue, Waterloo, 5-5. He tell the people, they say, let all man go back. Now you please. I think say they don't do that. So if that is the case, we need for no waiting next for do. And that is why the president say they go put investigation. You know when they talk about arrests, you say a rumor. I know they deal with rumors.
But now
when
rumor
it is a fact,
cause the stage where the country they so now.
No. Then
because since it was a faceless one.
Then you see the audios where they come out, they tell people they wanna come out, wanna go fetch, wanna do this, wanna do that, wanna pull President Bio. You heard that. Wanna pull him. Somebody where they elect democratically. And it's only 10 months to election. You not go wait. Una pull them. How can you do it? People, they're not fool. They not come out. They stayed indoors. Now a few people come out. And then people in the way come out. Some of them are not even known in the areas who side they come out. The one day we responsible, we get property then they, we get picking then they, where they own, then they pull chop money, and they good. You couldn't see them in the street. It was not a popular uprising.
Alhaji.
It had been chaos.
Alhaji, one other important factor, apart from the investigation and also where you say government and other people don't they come out and call on business people for go about them business. One other important factor now that the issue of the social media don't be a kind of a trigger button of incitement and other things. Waiting government don't put in place for really coaching that particular area there. Because whatever people do and take action on come out from a social media link.
In 2016, when I was Minister of Information, the Director of Communications, Bakar Tarawali, we make a government press release with Toxi. Social media misinformation, na a crime. I see somebody bring come back out then this year. And so it's been a long time.
Somebody not from government?
I know. I saw it on social media.
But you are part
but
of
the
government,
paper,
the
the document.
How authentic that press release to be?
I was minister. It's authentic.
You they talk about the one where you see somebody bring.
No, not the same one. Somebody just flash and back. The same 2016 document. Now in come out. All right. But recently also, the police also don't put a statement say the cybercrime law is in place now. So now they go begin to monitor social media misinformation. All that is authentic. It is. So I would say that is what government can do at the moment. Because social media is difficult for control, even overseas. In fact, the last time, let me get for fine Facebook, huge amounts of money. They even for fine them in the Commons now, England, now the Parliament, to when one of the directors come out, he can't talk, say, he said the social media, then they allow people for incite populations. They did that, you know, and to the extent that Facebook changed their name, the main company name, then changed them from Alpha Beta to Meta, for making them change their image no more. So all of these things are important. Like I say, when I give me enough time, we have to go back to the drawing board.
Not getting enough time.
You have to go back to the drawing board. Well, next time, if you don't have enough
time,
call me on a phone because I put look and I'm going back.
Valnora,
you know,
we look at the way forward now as a nation with all waiting to happen the whole of last week and now calmness don't they return back. Citizens they don't begin go about their normal business. The way forward. Talk to Salone people and quickly in 1 minute.
I get for the past 1 minute so. I think I just want appeal to me, Salone people, and say, we they condemn all forms of violence. And I think mechanisms and they will get for try for test and use mechanisms from the local level to the upper level when we get issues them of concern. To public officials and to the government, it's about opening the space a bit more. It's about building the trust level. It's about for less Sierra Leoneans then feel a bit more inclusive. And that not means say things are not being done, but when incidents of the nature they are come, finally we go back. And that's why they say a dialogue. The dialogue on different sectors of society, even we as civil society, human rights defenders, we get for go back and look, say, what we miss, what we can do for make sure, say, what be so, it not be. Political parties themselves need for sidom. And going back, where they talk about investigation and violence, in 2011, I've said it several times in this forum, that for the young people, one of the recommendations in 2011, where the current president was stoned, and then they born an APC office in Bo. We were there for 3 weeks, where they set up a panel. Again, the recommendation was handed in, and that's in our common. And one of the things that we always they resonate in the conversation here is how do you ensure young men, young people then get for understand what is democracy, how them process they work, how governance they work. It's not about partisan politics. When you educate people there, you get information, it's able to make more informed decision. And when we say, how do you do counter social media outside the legislation then? The counter social media is civic education. The counter social media are voices, words, and things then where they bring cohesion. Right. So it's good for let we continue with them dialogue. We want big people them. Salone people the way they outside Salone. Do ya let we not inside we safe. Right. We can disagree. Let we let for cause we self, let we let for say them thing the way not correct, let we let for accuse people then say them partisan. then they pay them from government, then this, then that, way they're not correct. Let we left for threatening people there. Let we say those things, then we can make Salone move forward. Salone go get a good name. Salone economy go grow. And sometimes even people the way they out, because now for let them better make them they out. Right. Then go able for come back na Salone.
Thank you very much, Valnora Edwin, Human Rights and Good Governance campaigner, for joining the program this morning as we analyze His Excellency the President in speech we make after the August 10th demonstration, and also to the presidential spokesman, Honorable Alhaji Alpha Kanu. Many thanks. We come up with local and come to the program this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, now then.
No, dear, you know, give me last word. The last word is this. With the whole PROSEC meeting tomorrow in the Northwest, we don't invite all the paramount chiefs. We don't invite all the council heads. We go talk to them. Let them go talk to the councillors. Let them take this word we don't see. Mechanism then they for redress if you get problem. Okay. And also make them understand government policy, what government they do for lay then TSO not get for be again. So we hold the world meeting. So I appeal to my own colleagues, they're also the other resident ministers in the other place. We hold a similar meeting. PROSEC is an extension of the National Security Committee in Freetown. Okay. I make the setup. I'm chairing that one. So tomorrow we're there in Apotloco with the paramount chiefdom and the councillors and the youth groups also. We get a meeting tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Honorable Alhaji Alpha Khan. We come to the program this morning. Now they end the program Good Morning Salone for today on edition. Michael Sambula and Alex Lorenzo Manadem produce the program. DJ Lavan Engi with technical support. And Hindolo Hompa, I make on our Watch We Live Now Facebook page, and Joseph Songa again support. In Akadija Bangora, they say let everybody stay peaceful, calm, and go about your normal business. Have a good day.
And Sapti Kalon say blessed is ahead, and bye-bye.